So some questions now around the past and peace and reconciliation. The Attorney General has suggested drawing a line under the past, and many young people say they're fed up with the amount of time and money spent on the issue. Is it time to move on, and if so, how?
Okay, I'm sure that's okay. It is. It's time to move on, but it's not time to forget about the past. The past is like a rear view mirror, and if we don't remember our past and deal with it, then we can't actually move on. It's very important, and I understand the frustration for young people. But I'm 44 years of age, born in 1972, which was the worst year of the Troubles. As I've alluded to, I was a prison officer for 4 years. I've seen my colleagues lose their lives in the Troubles. I was threatened by both Republic and Loyalist prisoners. So we're all sort of victims that have went through this time. We do need to move on, but however, we need to get to the point where we ensure that we have that truth and transparency brought forward, because those people that are victims are living their whole lives in this perpetual state of not having closure. And I think more could be done to get that point.
Do you support the Lord Chief Justice's plan for 54 Troubles legacy inquests to be held in a 5-year time frame?
I think it's for something like that. I think in terms of the time bound for any of these issues is good. I think you need to give a finishing point, because if you don't have that finishing point, mischievous people will fudge issues that need to be dealt with. What I would like to see is representation of the many victims who don't have a voice or feel that they don't have a voice, and I'm certainly happy to have a conversation with any of those people.
Given that the Good Friday Agreement has settled the border question by way of a border poll, do you believe Northern Ireland can now move beyond political parties based around unionism and nationalism?
Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, it's an interesting question you're asking me today. I've just typed up a message and I've been challenged by another party to state my position on where my vote should transfer. My message is very simple when I go to the door. I literally don't even ask you to vote for me. What I do is I say, put this litmus test against every candidate that you have. Trust, integrity, honesty, their life's experience, what they've done in public life, their position on moral issues, whether you agree with them or whether you don't, how do they treat you because of those differences? And whilst I believe I'm a strong unionist, where they are they pro-union or do they respect the union? Put that against every candidate, and I hope that as an Ulster Unionist I stand up well to that test, and I hope that other candidates also stand up well to that test.
Is the Good Friday Agreement still fit for purpose, or is it time for a new agreement?
The Good Friday Agreement was indeed a fantastic cornerstone for this country, and indeed if you go back to the inception of Northern Ireland, when the term constructive unionism was first mooted, really that's where we should be. I think we have stalled. There's no doubt that we've stalled. And there's been a number of false dawns, but I think it does provide a good cornerstone. I think the devolved assemblies are essential, and but out of that journey, that we will learn to respect each other more, trust each other more, which is a journey we're on at the moment. I hope to be one of those people that champions that and wins those hearts. It sounds like a cliche, wins the hearts and minds of all the traditions in this country.
Do you think there's a place for the Irish language in our society?
There's absolutely. We have to respect each other's traditions. With regard to the Irish language, we have to, if you look back in history and you look at those people who fought for it and supported it, it wasn't just the traditional Irish nationalists that wanted it. The Presbyterians indeed protected it in many ways. What I would say about the Irish Language Act is that it needs to be looked at with regard to the whole round of people's traditions and measured against that. It is no more important and no less important than my traditions.
Are you on Twitter? You've hinted at this, and if so, do you run your own account?
I do. I'm on Twitter and I run my own account.